Hello and welcome. I'm TCA Sharad Raghavan, Deputy Editor at ThePrint, and today we're going to be talking about an exclusive investigation done by ThePrint on how fuel prices are kept unchanged before assembly elections, only to be changed soon after the elections are over. This has a direct impact on taxpayers since it's our money that will be used to either pay back the oil companies or we'll end up paying higher fuel prices for longer than we need to. Data from the Oil Ministry's Petroleum Planning and Analysis Cell shows that petrol and diesel prices have increasingly been controlled recently. While some of these episodes coincide with periods of economic trouble, such as in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic and lockdown, the data clearly shows that most of the control is exerted in the months leading up to an assembly election and relaxed once the elections are over. There also does not seem to be any clarity on who exactly is responsible for the setting of fuel prices. While ministers in the government say the pricing decisions lie with oil marketing companies, India's largest public sector OMC, the Indian Oil Corporation, has told ThePrint that any questions related to pricing should be referred to the Petroleum Ministry. Whoever is responsible for the pricing decisions, it's clear that it's the OMCs that are bearing the brunt, having to buy expensive oil and sell fuel at cheaper prices. This either poses a cost to the taxpayer in terms of bailouts that the government has to transfer to these companies, or it entails losses for the OMCs themselves. Another fallout could be that even with reducing oil prices now, fuel prices in India might remain high so that these companies can recover their losses. Data shows that fuel prices have been highly controlled recently, and that too for political purposes. For example, prices were kept unchanged for 5 days before the assembly elections in Arunachal Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh and Sikkim in April 2019. However, by the time the Bihar elections rolled around in November 2020, prices were kept unchanged for 51 days before the last day of polling and began to be changed less than 2 weeks after. Before the West Bengal elections in 2021, prices were kept unchanged for 31 days before the last day of polling and were changed just 5 days after. This year, the duration of unchanged fuel prices rose sharply in keeping with rising oil prices. Before the 5 assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh, Goa, Manipur, Punjab and Uttarakhand in February to March 2022, prices were kept unchanged for a whopping 4 months prior to the last day of polling. Notably, the revisions of prices resumed just 2 weeks after the elections got over. The recently concluded Gujarat election saw a similar trend. The fuel prices were kept unchanged for more than 8 months before the last day of voting, which was 5th December. Prices have not yet been changed, but that could be because of the financial damage that is being done to OMCs by artificially keeping fuel prices unchanged. When oil prices are high, but fuel prices are kept low or unchanged, the difference between them is borne by the oil marketing companies. That is, they're forced to buy expensive oil and sell fuel at lower prices and so have to bear the brunt of that loss. This difference in the input cost and the selling price is referred to as under-recoveries. If the government does not make fund transfers to OMCs, which is paid for using taxpayers' money, then the OMCs themselves have to bear the brunt of these under-recoveries, which pushes them into losses. Another fallout of these under-recoveries is that fuel prices are unlikely to be lowered even though the price of oil is falling, since the OMCs now have to use this period to make up for their previous losses. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.